How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. Alright, today we are here to talk about the final results for all the labs that we've conducted throughout the course of the past week. The purpose of this is to go over Elena's lab results for HWHP 609 and all the lab results that we have conducted in the past week. This is where we're actually going to look at each category, and this will help us determine her overall physical fitness level, and it'll allow us now to program the best exercise prescription for you to help you reach the overall goals that you want to. Alright, so first looking at your heart rate and blood pressure, you were 120 over 74, which is excellent. Okay, anytime that you're 120 or over 80, anytime you're in that range or lower, that's great. Okay, with the second aspect of it, we looked at your body comp, and with your body comp, your BMI was 25.8. Alright, so with this area, the recommended stage for you or level for you is between, you want yours to be under 24.9. So you're right there. There's just a couple things that we could do, to possibly fix that. But, so as of right now, that's a category that we need to look at improving, because you are in, you're not in the average category. The category that you are placed in is overweight. Alright, so that's one thing that we want to look at as an indicator. When it comes to your actual physical fitness testing though, for your bike test, you did very well. You actually worked out, and it took you 2 kilograms of actual force on your bike testing to reach 70% of your VO2 max. So you made it through all 4 stages, which is really, really good. That shows that you can actually work at a heavy workload on a bike, and it takes actually a heavy workload to get you to at least 70%. So that's really good. That's excellent. With your push-up and curl-up test, both of those, you had actually tested out at the maximum number. For both those tests, the maximum number was 30, and you reached both of those, so that's excellent. So that shows that you're in the peak physical condition to reach the maximal testing for both the push-up and curl-up test. For your 3-minute step test, if you remember, the purpose of that was to test your recovery heart rate. So we got your heart rate up for 3 minutes, and I checked your heart rate and to see how fast your heart rate would come down. You tested out at 89, which is excellent. So that really shows that you have good cardiovascular endurance. So that's excellent. It shows that your heart and everything is able to manage a stress level of repetitive movement. So that's really good. I think your flexibility was outstanding. The maximal test for females for your age group is 41 centimeters, and you were at 44 for each test. So that's outstanding. So as we go through and look at all these, with your actual physical fitness components, you tested excellent for each category. Okay. With the actual BMI component of it, we had that you were at 25.8. So one thing that we might look at when designing your exercise program is maybe trying to incorporate a little bit more cardio. Alright, so how much cardio do you do right now?
Well, I teach group fitness classes, and I do a lot of cardio on my own.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that it's not necessarily overweight, it's just I have a lot of muscle mass.
Yeah, that can play a factor too.
I do want to try to cut down some weight though, so I do need to incorporate more cardio.
Okay. And with that, so since you already obviously do a lot of cardio, then one thing that we can actually look at is maybe your diet. So I can actually schedule you with a dietitian that we have up on campus, and you can sit down and talk to them, and maybe you do a food journal for 3 days out of this week, bring it into me, and that way when we sit down with them, you can actually sit down and go through it together. Let them, being the expert in that field, look over it, and then it lets me see where your habits are. Maybe you're taking a little bit too much carbohydrates, maybe you're taking a little bit too much fats, and then get a second opinion on that too with it, and then that can actually help us see if that's what the problem is. Because obviously you're doing a lot of cardio and a lot of cardio exercises, so you shouldn't be in that area, but as you said before, having a lot of muscle mass can put you in a overweight or obese category as well. Because based based on all the testing that we've done, you are very physically fit. With this though, what are some goals that you actually want to reach?
Just a, I guess, more toned look, I'd say, is cut down on some weight.
Okay, so you want to tone up your body even more and cut down on a little bit of weight. Okay, what would be a weight goal for you that you want to cut down?
Probably 130.
Yeah, 130. Alright, so roughly 15 pounds or so?
15, 20 pounds.
15, 20 pounds, okay. With the purpose of this lab, as we just discussed there, with all of her results that we've gone through, and then actually talking to her and finding out what her goals are that she wants to reach, with this lab and all the labs that we've conducted over the past week, this actually helps me as the tester and her as the participant. This builds a relationship between both of us. So, with me having all of her information, all of her test results here, and now that I know what her goals are, I can specifically see where she's already outstanding at and where some of the lapses. So the only lapse that she has is with her BMI. But as we talked about on the video here, that she's obviously tested out excellent and everything else. So with her being a female, she has a lot of muscle mass. And with the females having a lot of muscle mass, it's naturally going to put them into a higher BMI. With most athletes, when they have a higher muscle mass, their BMI is actually going to be more. So that doesn't necessarily mean that even though she does fall into the overweight category, that she's overweight. Obviously, with all of her test results, she's in an outstanding physical fitness level. So with that though, I know what goals she wants to reach, and I know that she already does a lot of cardio on her own. So one thing I'd like to do to set up with her is actually sit down with the dietitian, and me, the dietitian, and her bring in a 3-day food journal, and her writing down all the food that you intake, all the water, anytime you drink or eat. I want you to write it down for us so that way we can see what it is. And if you say you have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and you have 2, put down 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, okay, on wheat bread, white bread, whatever, okay. The overall goal for us is to help you reach your overall goal. Yep. All right. Thank you for being my participant in this whole process. And this is Patrick Wall for HWHP 609. Thank you.